thought we said no ASMR.
We haven't started yet.
Okay, come on.
3, 2, 1.
Fucking.
Nah, ruined. All right.
Fucking. God, you're an idiot.
Okay. 3, 2, 1, and welcome to the first official episode of Cheeky Little Mates, the podcast with the most cast. And
Okay. Look, I don't remember agreeing to this, but
That is
sure,
awful.
that was Okay, look, I'm just gonna make a unanimous vote. I think we should not allow Max to do intros anymore.
patent pending.
That is terrible.
That was pretty shocking.
Do that intro again. That's not going in.
Let's stay.
No, surely
not
not.
going in.
Surely not.
The podcast with the most.
Honestly, you sound like you just fucking pinched that from like fucking some 7-year-old who makes YouTube videos. I'm the hostess with the mostest. That was.
Why is it the funniest thing I've ever said?
Oh my god, it's fucking saying a lot as well.
Alright.
Yeah.
There you go. Get your soundboard ticks out of the way now while you can.
Are we not? Are we allowed to use them during the?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, like if
Okay.
it's fitting.
Okay.
If somebody says the podcast with the
I
most,
was gonna fucking-
It would have been the perfect
Yeah.
timing.
I have a tear in my eye.
You want me? I'll give it.
Okay.
I'll give it the intro go. Alright.
Kids
Yeah.
Here we go. Okay. Do you want to count in or what?
Yeah.
Yeah, no,
Fine.
you can do the counting, yeah.
Okay. 3, 2, 1. Hello all. Welcome to the Cheeky Little Mates podcast. I'm one of your hosts.
Sorry, just the way that you said that, man. Oh my god.
That was bad. Let me
I've never seen
Redo
you
that one.
I've never seen you have any confidence before. And the first,
Well, now we won't.
the first little bit that comes up, and we
Okay. All right. here we go.
Anyway,
we're really supportive friends.
yeah, no,
That's
we're
alright.
pretty shitty friends at this point.
All right. 3, 2, 1. Welcome to the Cheeky Little Mates podcast. I'm one of your hosts, Kyrian, and I'm joined by my two other co-hosts,
Tynan or Tubby.
Just Max today.
Max. Oh yeah, and I'm Kizza, by the way. No one calls me Kyrian. Absolutely no one. Not even my parents, really. But anyway, we can get on to that
We
at a later
digress.
point. So today's episode, we're going to be talking about Valentine's Day, or in particular, like the topic of Valentine's Day. It's coming up. So thank you, Tubby. That was
You're welcome.
immaculate timing. So today's episode is going to be focused around movies that we wouldn't want to watch on Valentine's Day with our significant others. We don't have significant others, for the record. We're all incredibly
Well, yeah,
lonely.
let's just put it out there before anything. Yeah, definitely.
Prerequisite.
Yeah, just
We're all-
let the record show we are all extremely single. So if anyone wants to hit us up,
That's why we've got a podcast.
exactly, exactly. Yeah, but
Well, the idea is that it's like you're scrolling through your Netflix or whatever streaming service happens to
yeah,
come by
with
your
your
way.
bae.
With your bae, arm around the shoulder. You're in the mood set, bowl of popcorn set between you two, and it's
Now's the time. You're going to make your move on Valentine's Day.
exactly. But you want to set the mood.
Yeah,
you
of
know,
course.
Set the mood
Yeah,
with a
you got
nice
it.
We're not-
romantic movie.
we're not amateurs. We want to.
This isn't our first rodeo.
Isn't our first radio?
That's it,
So we
mate,
want
that's
to
it.
create an atmosphere of love in the air. And what better way to do that with a nice it could be a nice cheesy rom-com.
Yeah.
It could be a Marley and Me-esque. Get the tears flowing, but
That is what you would do, but in this case,
Oh,
you're
yeah,
going to be
no.
doing the opposite
yeah,
of that.
this is what we've all come to terms with to be our what would be not even a mood killer, because a mood killer is one thing. This is a mood ruiner for the rest of your foreseeable relationship.
Yeah, like you're not getting a third date out of this.
No, this is
it.
it's done, it's over,
wrap.
my bags are packed.
Cooked your book.
I'm not even taking a piece of cake.
It's done.
I'm not even taking a piece of cake home.
Exactly.
You can keep the Tupperware because I'm not coming back. So we've all brought some fuel to the fire.
Yeah, and I think we've all come at it from a different angle.
I was going to say, I think we all have, we've gone down the different, our own different routes.
Yeah, so I
of,
think I'm I think I'm opening up here with my movie. So the route I've chosen is, they say that the easiest way to a woman's heart is by making her laugh.
Oh,
so,
yeah.
Okay. So naturally, you choose a comedy. You want to choose a comedy movie that's going to get her laughing. She thinks you have a good sense of humor.
Yeah.
You're both laughing.
It's like kind of like by proxy.
Yeah,
I've
chosen this. You think it's funny, so therefore I must be funny as well. And when you both laugh and you get closer to each other, that's just how it works, right?
I've never experienced that, but I would love to one day.
Oh well,
it sounds incredible. Your pitches, like really. Like,
you've really sold it to him.
Yeah,
that exists.
It does exist. Speaking from experience.
Put away the chloroform, boys. You don't need it.
Yeah. So from that perspective, the movie I've chosen as the worst possible movie that you could watch
for Valentine's Day
is Fred the movie.
Oh. Are you talking as in featuring Lucas Crochet?
The one and only.
Oh, fucking God.
You guys better appreciate this effort because this was 1 hour, and 20 minutes of my time.
I was going to say that.
I had to put into this fucking dross. This movie is absolutely rancid.
He didn't tell us what he was bringing.
This is a surprise.
I tell you what, I have watched it, and God, it is atrocious. Look, honestly, I remember back in the day, I could barely even get through just watching these YouTube videos of it.
Well, that's the thing.
Glad.
It's legit. Like the movie is basically like 100 different like his skits put together. There's fucking hardly any plot. It's genuine. Yeah.
But first of all, probably should provide some context in case you're outside of the the Fred bubble.
Lucky you. Lucky you.
Count your lucky stars.
Oh, what a world. What a world that must be. Euphoric. I'm so glad you didn't tell us.
I think it's good that we didn't tell each other because that was fucking perfect.
That's amazing.
Yeah, look, I won't lie. It was like last minute research last night, 10 o'clock, but we got there.
Hey, I mean,
right.
if we're all successful based off that proven method of
leave it to the last minute.
Leave it to the last minute.
What's that? Pressure creates diamons.
Oh yeah,
that's true.
That's my mind state. Anyway, Fred the movie.
So Fred the movie, the diamond.
2 out of 10 on IMDb.
2 out of 10.
I thought it would 0% on Rotten Tomatoes from the critics, but then it's got like 38% from users.
I would have thought
that's got to be like a bunch of like 12-year-olds though.
That's the thing though,
or 22-year-olds who ironically love the film.
That's the thing.
All that.
So I'd count myself in that category.
I watched this on YouTube, right? Someone just uploaded on YouTube at 240p.
The Fred production company is scouring. They're not scouring looking for
the thing is,
bootleg uploads.
The comments on the movie were like nearly unanimously positive from on the YouTube like upload of it.
Should we give some context why this would be the worst Valentine's Day movie? Like, give some context behind Fred, the person.
I didn't really watch Fred at all. So this is kind of my first experience with Fred.
How did you stumble across this as your pick of the litter?
I googled worst comedy movies, and this was like number 10. So here we are. But yeah, this movie, it's like, from what I know, Fred is like, he did these like skits on YouTube, right?
Yeah, so pretty much I think he was probably one of like the more
really
first
popular.
More successful channels on YouTube.
Yeah,
like back in like
way
probably like in like early like 2010s.
Yeah.
And it was like around the time like like your Annoying Oranges, I think like the Smosh kind of era.
Smosh, that was.
And basically it's kind of like he did like pretty much a skit. It was like a skit channel.
Yeah.
But his voice was just
that's the thing.
Through the
his
fucking
voice is the most annoying thing, and that's another reason why I chose it.
Can you give a soundbite?
Well, think worse than like Alvin and the Chipmunks. Higher than that.
Yeah. And it's like that was one of the reasons why I chose it for this, is because it's like it's just such a mood killer.
It's so grating that like you would.
No girl is going to want to get with you after hearing that voice.
No guy, no girl.
No one ever.
We're inclusive here.
Yeah.
There's not a human alive.
Yeah, it's just genuinely irritating. When he screams as well, it is just.
Oh,
I was going to say
the only
the only person that could possibly be included in like the list of people that wouldn't be totally turned off by the film would be the deaf crowd.
Yeah.
But even then,
even the visual comedy is
Yeah.
fucking terrible in this movie. So anyway, that's a little bit of backstory on Fred himself. Now the movie itself, right? It's
you said hour and 20 minutes.
yeah, an hour and 20 minutes.
That's all you need.
It's about an hour and 21 too long. So the way I described it here, I've categorized it as random XD comedy.
Oh,
Like
okay.
it's just a lot of like. There's no jokes. There is no jokes in the whole movie. It's just basically Fred doing something stupid and then like with that pitched up voice.
expecting a laugh
Yeah,
from
like
it.
not even like necessarily physical comedy. It's just like him saying things in that voice is supposed to be funny, like that loud equals funny trope.
See, that's
Like it's genuinely like it's definitely a product of its time.
I
Like
have
that.
a trailer.
Yeah, well,
do you
get it up.
if
Get it up.
you want to, yeah.
Do you want to
A
listen to
little
it?
snippet for the people,
Yeah.
for the culture.
It's Fred, the YouTube phenomenon, starring in his first movie,
Phenomenon.
Fred the Movie.
Food in my body, then there's gonna be no blood in my head, and then my head might fall because there's no
An
blood.
hour and 20 minutes of this, keep in mind.
When the girl next door
That's Judy. She's my girlfriend. Boys, quit staring.
moves away,
God, somebody call 911.
This line is for emergencies only.
This is an emergency.
Fred's biggest adventure ever begins.
Here I come, Judy. I gotta get the Judy's out. Oh my damn it, we're here.
Oh my gamut.
That's real.
Starring Jeanette McCurdy from iCarly.
Want to try something?
That's enough.
That is enough of that. Just imagine that, but like 100 times longer. That's what I had to go through. So I hope you all appreciate me for going through
Tubby's
this.
in literal tears.
I'm sorry. I fucking lost it there. Holy shit.
He went
I think
he went to another world.
honestly, I think just the minute like you hear like the high pitched squeal, like I'm just
What's oh my gamut?
I just.
oh my god.
Oh my god. So anyway,
If you actually
I'll. Do you want me to just? I'll get a little bit more of.
do whatever you want.
Yeah.
I was gonna say at this point it's kind of like
There's a few interesting things actually about this movie, right? So Fred, like, I don't know if you heard in the trailer, but next door neighbor Judy, right? So he's got this massive crush on this chick Judy, but like, it's not just a crush. Like, he's like full on fucking stalker mode, like almost like not incel, but like he's like full on. He's like saying, "Oh, she's my girlfriend." They've like never talked before. And it's like this weird scene.
just a little creep like that.
Yeah, he's like, and so she moves out of her house and like goes somewhere else. So like
They
Fred,
really are placating to that 12-year-old audience. 'cause
Yeah.
that's the only people who could ever find that relatable.
yeah, exactly.
100%.
And then like, so Fred like goes on this. The whole movie is basically about him going across town just to go to this chick's house and like
Wait,
ask her-
wait. So it's an hour and 20 minutes of a guy stalking a girl
more or less, yeah.
and attempting to be
Legit, there's this. And he has like all these dreams where he's like dreaming about her, not sexually, of course, but like just dreaming about like being with her and stuff. It's just weird. Like, I don't know how.
God, imagine being that person that you've invited over to your house and you've choked on Fred the movie. You got something to say, Tubby?
I'm just trying to contain myself. I'm so sorry.
Yeah, so it's just like one massive like all these like little skits.
It's a road trip movie, but the destination is some girl's house that
Legit,
doesn't
like-
know he exists.
5 minutes down the block. He needs to get he needs to get a fucking bus.
Wait,
It's
it's
not
any-
like it's a cross country. He gets a number 7 bus.
Fuck, he's acted like he's fucking like on the quest to find fucking El Dorado.
Nathan Drake reference. Yeah.
That's it. Yeah.
Yeah.
I was going to say the El Dorado movie, you know.
Or that as well.
I was going Uncharted, but anyway.
We can go down both.
Yeah, but fun thing about
so
this
it's,
movie.
so it's not like, it's not cross country. He's not going west
No,
coast to
no,
east
no.
coast.
He's
It's legit
fucking
like a couple
same,
blocks.
Same block, like fucking in the Shire.
Jeez Louise.
Wow.
It's incredibly stupid. He has like a full on camping bag. You know, he's got like he has
he
a little
okay?
tent. I don't know, man. Like, I feel like if they were like being ironic about it, it would be fine. But like, I think they've like played it seriously.
They're playing it like,
yeah,
for
like
real.
it's supposed to, like he's supposed to be actually funny.
kinda
It's
feel
not like a
bad.
satire.
So he's just walking around. Like I've seen those guys who walk around with big backpacks on. Like who, I'll give a visual description of Fred's aesthetic. He wears skinny blue jeans, a yellow striped T-shirt with suspenders.
Yeah,
if I saw
suspenders.
If I saw somebody who looked exactly like this walking around screaming as he does about some person called Judy, I would be like,
You'd want him committed, yeah.
Oh, of course, yeah.
I'd like just want him to get some help.
Yeah, exactly. But anyway, so the interesting thing about this movie, well, the most interesting thing for me was the one and only John fucking Cena's in this movie.
I remember that.
He's
I
Fred's
remember
dad.
He is,
He's
yeah.
Fred's dad, and he's genuinely
Oh
the
my
best
God.
part of the movie.
Is he
he's funny as John Cena. Like I love John Cena.
So is there like funny to the point where it's almost like a redeeming quality?
Almost, yeah. Like he'd be the.
Is he the 2 out of 10?
He's the 2 out of 10.
Okay,
exactly.
gotcha.
So John Cena does his best, but even he can't save this movie.
No. As far as like a mood killer goes, like okay, let's have a mood killer scale where it's like 10 is like on the mood killing scale, this person's like that like has no like so on the mood killing scale, number 10 is this person that you've decided to put through this experience. They get up off your couch without saying a word, exit your front door, slam it behind them, and proceed to block you on every possible like avenue.
Yeah.
That's number 10. Number 1 is I don't know, you guys go out for pizza. Like that's
This is like a 12. Like
is-
she's fucking she's choking you
She
for
spits
making
in
you
your
put
face.
through. She's fucking killing you for making you put her through that shit.
Oh yeah, by the way, so like there's no option of it's not like the whole put a gun to my head or I'll kill myself kind of thing. It's you have to watch the entire thing.
Yeah.
And so like we're judging it based off that as well. Like they can't be like, oh this is terrible, 5 minutes later, turn it off. It's
Yeah,
like, no.
You've gone through the entire length
Going
of
through
the
the
film.
entire length of the film.
This is just such a fucking rancid movie, man. Like
If someone did this to you,
I'd
Oh well, look. To be fair, I did it to myself, like fucking, like when it first came out.
which is the theme of our
that's the-
Valentine's Day.
the
Doing
thing,
it to ourselves.
I'm struggling to like. I wasn't like on YouTube at that time. Like I wasn't watching YouTube around. This was released in 2010, so I wasn't around then. But like I'm struggling
Was
to
it
think.
too late even for 2010? Something about this
I
feels
don't-
even too old for that.
I
This
just
seems like
don't know how
2004.
anyone could find this funny ever. Like it's just so
Do we have
bad.
Do we have numbers?
But see, that's the thing. I think you put it well before. It's just outdated.
Yeah, but
I think
Like,
it was
did
outdated
people
for-
find it funny in 2010? That's what I'm like.
Oh
no one could have. I refuse to
genuinely-
believe.
No, genuinely, I believe people probably thought that like the whole Fred like character.
Yeah, because I know
was
that like
fucking hilarious.
Smosh and shit were like big around that time as well, and they were doing the same
It really,
kind of,
I love,
but like not as annoying as Fred.
Nah.
I love time capsule stuff like this. I love
Yeah.
stuff that really
But, like,
encapsulates a point in our history
This-
where we can all look back and think, were we smoking something?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
what's going on?
This movie, like, I don't like to use this word, but like it's just pure cringe.
Oh, like,
Oh no, 100%.
Pure cringe.
100%.
I agree that word's overused, but I know what you mean. Where
Just
like it
genuinely.
grips your spine
Yeah.
and makes you want to leave
Like
your
I
own
just
body.
don't know how anyone could have found this funny.
4 million USD.
Really?
4 million US
What,
dollar
budget?
budget.
Fuck off.
Fuck for
Jesus.
that.
I wonder how much John Cena took of that.
Yeah, John Cena must have been getting the bag.
Well, fuck. How big was his appearance in the film?
He
'Cause-
was he wasn't like in it that much, but he was like.
Was
he
he
got a
funny
few
enough?
scenes.
Did you laugh?
Yeah, I laughed at John, but I think it was just because it's John Cena. And I really like John Cena, and he was in his wrestling like attire, like he had like no shirt on. He had his like baggy
Jorts?
jeans on,
Yeah.
yeah, the
sweat
armbands,
and shit
yeah,
on, yeah.
yeah. It was just funny.
Oh, perfect. See, I
Yeah.
think. Do you reckon that brings it down a little bit to the point? No, because
No, it was the only good thing. Dead ass. Like when John Cena came
still
on,
at
I was
12
like,
out of
oh my god, it's John Cena.
Okay. Oh, well. Here's the thing. Even if you're doing that, I don't even think the person next to you.
No, probably not. Unless she's like some closeted wrestling stan, but
That would-
probably not.
What a meet cute. What a
Oh
meet
my
cute that would
God.
be.
But see,
Yeah.
that's the thing though, because if she was, and like had the same reaction to you,
Yeah.
would then that bring it down from your 12 to I don't know.
Oh yeah,
okay,
probably
something
be
else.
So-
probably be a 10 in that case.
Yeah.
But yeah,
That's still.
it's not worth
That's
it.
still
that
The
would
little
be
John
the-
Cena cameo is not worth it for
I
the
was gonna
fucking
say,
hour.
for the pain
Yeah,
and suffering
it
of
was
the rest
just-
of that.
Any
It
other
was
notes
just
you've
nah.
got? Any other points of
Oh yeah, there was like a
keeping it on topic. Keeping it on topic. We're trying to like give me more of why it's gonna like kill this.
well, you just listen to this man's voice. Like no one like it's just an instant mood killer. Like if you have to listen to this man's voice for like an hour and 20 minutes, there's no way that like that's getting anyone in the mood.
Well, fuck, I can even remember like when he was releasing on YouTube like his sketches and shit.
Yeah.
Like I remember sometimes like fuck, I couldn't even stand like listening to whatever it was like a 5-minute video.
Yeah, exactly.
Of
This
him
is
doing it.
this is
And it-
fucking 100 times longer. It's like, and it's also that thing I was saying before. Like, if like hypothetically I say, "Oh, I've got a really good comedy, babe. I'm gonna put this on. You're gonna laugh."
Well,
and
like-
then you put this on,
I was gonna say
and
because
she doesn't laugh at all.
no, because we have to add to our hypothetical scenario. She would not like. Not only would she not be laughing, she'd probably ask you to turn it off at the
Yeah,
some
exactly.
Point, which,
Yeah.
but
But you
but
just be like, no, I'm sorry.
per,
I can't.
per the rules of this,
Yeah.
you've got
Yeah,
to.
you have to stay on. It has to stay on.
And she's got to watch the whole thing as well.
Exactly.
Are we putting? Is there a rule in place now where like you've got to like tie her down?
I was
That's
gonna
the
say,
only way she's
could, This
staying.
would just get like turned criminal because
Yeah.
like kind of forcing them against their will to watch
Yeah.
fucking the Fred movie.
All right, so added rules to it. Not only do you have to make them endure the movie, but at this point you've now got to employ some sort of hostage tactic
Yeah.
to keep them.
And actually, that's another thing that made me like, because you're watching a movie, you want to try and make a move on the
Yeah.
girl, obviously.
Speak for yourself. I am.
Where the fuck would you make a move during the film?
That's what I was saying. Because like when I was watching the movie, my
you
face
see-
the whole time was
so
just like.
you're looking for the arm around the shoulder
Yeah.
at the moment.
the right
even-
timing with the film.
That's what I'm saying with a comedy, because you both laugh and you're like, yeah,
so you
get closer
You're
to each
always
other.
looking-
But this movie, you're not going to be laughing at all at any point.
you're always looking for that arm. So if the movie doesn't have an arm around the shoulder movement, that's immediate, like
And that's
disqualification.
That's why I
That'd
didn't
be-
want to
yeah.
put a scary movie in there, because like
even at some point.
yeah, because
even at some point.
she might get scared and
That
get
is the
closer
thing-
to you.
That is the thing about bad comedies. Like, there's something to be said about like a drama that tries and fails, and there's a humorous element to that, where it's you can have a shared bonding moment over like something that's trying to take itself super seriously
Yeah.
but doesn't. And there's almost comedy that can be drawn from that.
Yeah,
A comedy, like something that's actively
Yeah.
trying to make you laugh, that is just falling so fucking flat on its face.
Yeah,
It makes a
that's-
little Wile E. Coyote like thing in the ground. That is just
yeah, it was legit, because it was like the whole time I'm just watching with like this shocked expression. I'm just kind of like, what the fuck is going on here? Like, who released this? It wasn't even like, those really bad movies where they kind of go full circle and they become good.
Oh yeah, we're
Familiar.
Yeah.
we're familiar with
Oh,
the
yeah.
category.
Yeah, it wasn't even like that. It was just like, how did anyone release this?
Is it like audio and visual torture?
Yeah, it's
Sensory
definitely
torture.
audio.
Audio,
Audio
100%,
torture,
yeah.
no doubt.
You're almost actively hurting this person.
Yeah.
In a way.
Yeah.
Exactly. There is no way you're getting a second, third date
Okay,
on this movie.
It's pretty bold. Like,
that is a, you know what? Let's give a round of applause for
but
Kiz
yeah,
Up.
Thank you.
We're gonna applause. Yeah, there you go. That was pretty great.
Thank you.
That was pretty great.
that was good.
Do you want to go next?
I'll go next. I'll be happy to do that. All right.
Mine's not only a Valentine's Day killer; it's a podcast killer. Like
It's probably it's a killer of everything.
killer everything.
No pun intended.
No pun intended.
Now, okay, so look, I've gone down more the different route than Kiza has. Now, look, to be fair, I was under the impression that we were doing a completely different segment until yesterday, so I did not have too much time to prepare for this. And majority of this
We're
is
the top of the market production here. We don't skimp on anything.
no, of course not. No. But look, so I had the day to prepare for something, so I don't have much. No notes, just off the top of the dome from what I remember.
dome.
Now,
That chrome dome.
that's it. Now, look, as you were talking about before, not going down that horror route, because, there is that, opportunity, obviously when a girl or
closer to
guy
'em.
gets scared,
I think
they want to come closer
most
to
people
you.
are like most people, well, it definitely, like, I don't know, shared experience. Like it either it can sort of be like so bad it's funny, or it can, like you just said, it can be that arm around the shoulder moment where it sort of brings you guys closer out of that shared trauma.
Yeah, no, 100%, yeah. But look, I'm
just thinking about Fred.
Yeah. So look, technically it is what I've gone for. It is classed as a horror film, but I don't think of it as a horror film. So pretty much I've gone for the whole Saw franchise.
All of it.
Well, look,
That means it is.
Wow.
That means it is. Scenario. She cannot leave.
no, okay, look, to be fair though, look, if you've seen one of them, you've seen all of them.
I haven't seen any of them though.
Okay, so pretty much they're all the exact same.
Yeah.
So pretty much pretty brief plot. You know, a couple of people get kidnapped and pretty much get tortured to save their own lives.
Yeah.
Majority of these people,
Traps, right? Like that's what they
Yeah,
call-
well, yeah,
that's
like trap
That's what the
tortures.
nomenclature is in the films. Like
Yeah.
there's like these jigsaw traps.
Yeah, pretty much. So majority of these people that are being kidnapped and brought in are criminals. You know, they've either, you know, stolen, killed people, what have you not. And
I was gonna say.
you got something.
I'm a casual fan of the Saw franchise, and I just want to like we can get to this later, but it really starts to get questionable, the morality of the killer. So it starts out like Tubby was saying, it starts out where it's sort of he's trying to punish people for committing wrongdoings, but by like the third and the fourth one, it becomes that like opening ad for the anti-piracy thing where it's like you would steal a TV into the sword trap.
But no, you're right. But fuck, where was I at?
You given us a background to the franchise itself, like what
The criminals, they
what makes
get,
it-
Yes,
they
so
get
look,
put in
yes,
traps or something.
yeah. So look, and then pretty much they're put against their will, to pretty much save their own lives, get themselves out of, you know, traps. You know, whether it be having to, who knows, hack their own arm off or fuck, who knows,
Yeah.
anything.
So it's just like all types
Is
of
it
gory
squeamish?
shit.
It's just more gory.
Yeah.
But
Okay.
but see, that's the thing. Like, it's not real squeamish because, you know, there's sometimes like, you know, people again, like their arms like twisted, like fucking like full 360 rotation, and just completely just like breaking all limbs.
I think Tubby wins automatically if he's making. Like, how many are in the franchise?
What was that?
How many are there in the franchise?
Well, look, technically there's 10, but
10?
yeah.
Yeah, Tubby wins by default because he's forcing this poor
Yeah,
person to watch 10 movies in a
no.
row.
But see, that's the thing. Like, you'd only sit through the one because, again, as I said, you watch one of them. The rest of them, they're the exact same. It's just different people, different traps.
How would you call this like the worst thing to watch?
Well, just because, like, surely, like, you know, you're watching, you know, people just suffer through
That is a bit of a
fucking
mood
hell.
killer.
Surely,
Unless
surely
she's a
whoever
sadist.
Or unless, see, that's the thing. Unless,
These movies can really out people, can't they?
Yeah.
obviously, there are people that probably do enjoy
Question:
watching shit. Yeah,
If she does turn out to be a sadist, are you still going for it?
100%.
God, that was right. 100%.
100%.
That was right in my soul. Then
But like, surely you'd be able to like, you'd listen or like watch these films, and someone just look at you, think like, how the fuck can you enjoy like, or like watch these, or like, how can you make me watch these?
hot take.
Yeah.
I think it's a downward spiral of quality as the franchise goes on.
Oh no, 100%. It does get slowly worse and worse.
Yeah, I think the first one's got some redeeming factors to it. Like
See, I was
Australia's own James Wan was the
was the director.
and Lee Winnell wrote and directed this straight out of film school because they tried to make like it's a what we call a it's called like a bottle movie where you try and keep everything into the same. You try and, like, for budget reasson, you try and keep the entire action of the film in one room. That way you don't have to pay for multiple locations,
Yeah.
kind of thing. And I think there's a reason there's a franchise out of this. I think there's a reason there's a franchise out of this
There
because
must have been a market for it, I guess.
yeah, I
clearly
mean,
that was, yeah.
because I think everyone was sick of the
Typical.
like I was but a young lad when this whole franchise sort of was kicked off. But I think there was a market for something different after people were sick and tired of the slasher genre and it definitely was a point of difference. This sort of
it just
sadistic-
was a completely different take on the horror genre.
yeah.
Yeah, well, I remember, like, I've heard of it, like, at the time when I was in, like, primary school. I remember all my mates, like, talking about, oh, have you seen Saw? No, but I never fucking
I remember
seen it, so.
I remember the covers always used to get like I used to be like, ugh, like they had like
yeah.
like they were like it was some pretty like icky kind of
It's creepy
but
shit.
also intriguing production design behind like the marketing of it as well. I think you could sit through one with somebody and like you kind of have a shared experience. I think it'd be like if you were like trudging through, if you were like being like, no, we're doing a Saw movie marathon.
If we're just gonna do it back to back, then oh fuck yeah.
That's what a mood.
Because what they're like, they're probably like average. They probably average like maybe like hour and a half each film. So what you sitting through fucking 10 of them, that's more than half you take on.
Yeah.
Jeez Louise.
Or just on them. But see, the more recent two are they're a little bit off brand to like the original 8. They kind of it's like different. I guess like the future of the Jigsaw Killer, where other people take it into their hands to do it.
Do you know what was a mood killer? Explaining law to somebody the entire time. Don't worry. You don't remember? It was in number 4 when this happened. Oh my god.
Did you not remember like an hour and 20 minutes in the second film, that one bit?
It's Donnie Wahlberg. Of Wahlburgers.
But look, one thing that I did like about it,
About the franchise or about
in total, like the franchise, or at least in the original 8, because look, I haven't seen the recent 2 ones. But I will say you do after each film you do progressionally get to see why John Kramer, the Jigsaw Killer, it does what he does.
So it takes him like 10 movies to find out why this guy does what he does.
You slowly start to understand.
I'm still picturing like Tubby sitting down with the girl, and he just like, and she has a single question. He's like, "Don't worry, you just wait."
It's coming up. Just hang on.
Don't worry, Saw 7, it's got you covered.
No, but like they give you like bits and pieces, like pretty much like a jigsaw puzzle. See, like pretty much.
They knew what they were doing. The director
they
knew
probably
what he
did.
was doing there. I want to play a game.
That's what gets you. But it's pretty much you slowly start to find out why he does it, and it's pretty.
So do you reckon like
Saw 1 is worth it for.
I will say I was going to cut Saw 1 out of it because it is one of the better.
Saw 1 is
films.
worth it purely to hear an Englishman and an Australian attempt to do an American accent.
It is pretty poor.
What do you mean? We're trapped in here. I think my accent this then was more.
I think
possible.
that was probably more believable.
Yeah.
I'd say. But that's pretty much all you can sort of talk about plot wise, because it's not really a massive plot point to it.
Well, that's the thing. I don't actually think they were intending. Well, I know that James Wan and Lee Winnell, they left the series after the first, I think, 1 or 2.
They only did the first one.
They did the first one because the studio that financed it, like, I think they gave them a larger budget, but they wanted to really up the traps and like what's now known as the gore porn element sort of it. So just exploiting the traps as like the ticket sellers, whereas that was by proxy of the story itself. And if they didn't want to be a part of something that was just going to be what the franchise ended up becoming known for, which was like come every Halloween, it became one of those Halloween traditions things where you would go and just to see what kind of like fucked up,
what different traps they had this time.
Yeah, and I think and I think it became boring because of that.
It did.
Look, I'm fuzzy on the later ones because I've seen them. I think I've briefly seen them like once. I do remember enjoying the first one, but oh god, where would you rank it on the mood killing scale?
Look, I wouldn't put it as high as Kiss's Fred.
Yeah. See, I think.
But look,
I'm playing devil's advocate here, but I think it's not the worst. I don't think it's the worst thing to watch.
Yeah.
Yeah, but with a significant other though.
It depends on who the significant other is. Because
But
I'm telling you, like, if she's into like masochism, sadism, she's gonna fucking be all over you.
Oh, Apparently so.
You're going to be getting that sloppy.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Mate, you wouldn't even get past the third film.
Nah, you're getting
Be
glock
straight to the
so
bedroom.
fucking fast.
The mega gawk.
Jesus Christ. But yeah, like I think horror has its place almost as a tradition in kind of like the lover bond, the loving bonding over film.
See, that's the thing. Like that's why
I think if you played exclusive, do you know what it'd be like? Do you want to be a mood killer playing the entire franchise man out of order as well?
Yeah.
All right, so we're gonna start with Saw 3. All right, that's where the law really.
See, that's the thing. It doesn't matter though where you start. Like you could watch them completely out of order, and it fucking probably doesn't change much.
Probably not. They're all pretty.
Because really, all it is.
Besides one.
We'll see, that's different though, because I think that's a completely different take on what the Saw franchise has become. I think with the first one, it's a lot more of a psychological take on it.
I think your Valentine Day scaling definitely depends on who you're with. Like
100%. We'll
Oh,
see
God,
that.
like,
That goes with everyone though.
But I was gonna say, if you find somebody who like, if it's
No one's fucking getting. I'm not getting
Nobody's-
headed if I put on Fred.
Who knows?
Well, did you hear that bar?
Who knows?
actually, you know what? If it's almost it's almost like a screening thing where it's like if somebody still wants to, you're like, what's your problem?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah, she must really like you.
she must really like you, and that's a problem. All right. What do you got? Money?
So what are we saying? We give it a 5 just to balance it out, depending on the person.
It's being on the person because if someone if someone's super squeamish, that's a slam in the face. I'm not talking to you. Why are you making me watch this?
Yeah, exactly.
But if somebody, like I know a few people who are kind of into that.
Well, no, obviously, but again, like it could be like because of someone. Who knows? There could be people out there that do enjoy fucking like cringy comedy. Though.
Those people should be
That's
locked
the
up.
thing. Well, fuck you see me before I piss at myself listening to the Fred trailer. But see, that's the thing. I'd love to watch that. just
when you
how
watch the whole
cringy it
movie-
was.
An hour and 20.
You would
See,
not
that's the thing.
make it through the whole movie. I
I
guarantee.
don't know. See, that's the thing. I don't know.
Well, there's our next episode.
Could do
Watching
that.
Fred live.
I could do that.
I don't know if you know this, Kieran. I don't know how deep you went into the Fred lore, but
Not very deep. I tried to stay as far away from it as I could, but go on.
it's a trilogy.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah, no, there's more than just the one.
Fuck off.
Yeah.
I'm kidding.
No, there
There's- How did they let him make 3 fucking movies?
Can someone pull up the
3.
the titles of all 3?
3.
I could find them.
Fred the Squeakle.
It fucking makes it sound like a fucking Alvin and the Chipmunks fucking
Fred the Squeakle.
follow-up film.
3.
All right, official ranking of Tabby's Valentine Day.
I'm gonna rank it. I'm gonna give it a 6.
6 out of 10. All right,
Nice.
okay,
nice.
Respectable.
a respectable 6. A respectable 6.
Speaking
right.
of respectable 6s, here's Max.
Ooh.
Respectable. Plural
Okay.
6.
Just back onto the title of the Fred films.
Okay,
So obviously you got the first one, Fred the movie.
Oh, of course.
Then you have Fred 2, Night of the Living Fred, which came out a year later.
That's fucked.
And then Fred 3, Camp Fred,
Oh my god.
which again came out the following year.
They must have had he must have done a 3-movie contract or something because there's no way.
I wonder if it was a contractor. I wonder if it was did they actually? They could have made money.
I don't. Well, they might have because it was 2010, so who the fuck knows? It's a different time back then, wasn't it?
Fred's going in the thumbnail. It's just Fred.
I think it has to
Just
be.
Fred's the
It-
thumbnail.
No, Fred with little jigsaw behind him.
Fred in the trap.
There you go.
doing
the thumbnail.
his little fucking high pitched squeal.
That's the thumbnail.
That's it.
Fred in the
yeah.
trap. That is the thumbnail right there. Oh god.
If that doesn't fucking catch people's eyes, I don't know what the
Yeah, I
fuck
don't know.
will.
I don't know what's gonna. All right,
Max.
batter up, I suppose.
Alrighty, I got some Max.
Batter up, I suppose. Boy, oh boy. So I kind of took this. Task based off the, like the mood killing rating. Like that was the goal, right? Like the goal is try and this is.
You want her to be dry as the Sahara.
I think that's a good way to put it.
We're going to use classy terms in this show.
Yeah, exactly.
Of course,
I mean, we have the cheeky little mates.
we are
Cheeky.
Shaky.
cheeky.
And I think I think based off that premise, I wanted to try and my thought process was I thought horror, and I thought that's got some redeeming qualities though, like we discussed. Like there are some, there are some people maybe out there who, it's kind of almost, you can get a laugh out of it maybe, or maybe you can even just be like, yeah, I love really fucked up shit, and more power to you. I was thinking cringy comedy, but even then there are those among us who enjoy the cringe, enjoy the element of it, where it's just like, oh, I can't watch anymore, but I've got to. So I was like, all right, let's have a think about it. The conclusion I came to was, let's try it for a quote unquote love movie, a movie about love. Okay. But and I wrote in my notes here what I would describe the film that I'm bringing to you guys as. I'm a professional. I write notes.
Did his homework. Little teacher's pet.
This is the message that this movie leaves you walking away with. This is what I wrote down. It was 1 a.m. I had just finished the film. I'd watched 2 films actually in preparation for this, but the one I've settled on, the message isn't that love isn't real. It's not that the person never loved you, and that's what makes this a horrible thing to watch. It's that these feelings do exist. This person does love you, but now they don't. This person at one point, they had some feelings for you. It's gone. Everybody's going to die. Everyone's going to die alone.
So it's pretty much the fucking opposite of romance.
I was going to say, because sometimes when they bungle up this kind of this type of movie where it's kind of, anti-love in a way. It's trying to describe that like love isn't real. It doesn't even exist. This movie goes a different avenue where it's saying, no. Love's real. You just don't have it. You had it at one point. You blew it. You're never getting it again. Good day, sir. The film I went for was Blue Valentine, starring Ryan Gosling and Michelle Williams as a married couple living in, I don't know whereabouts. They live in...
we say Seattle. We go Seattle.
Oh, sure, why not Seattle? It could be California, it could be Seattle. I think
they're
it's
all the same.
I think it's New York. But it's not New York City. Concrete jungle where dreams are made of. It's like
Jersey.
Harlem.
It's
Harlem.
It's Jersey.
It's up
Harlem,
north.
Definitely Harlem.
It's up north.
In the hood.
It's the Hamptons.
Ryan Gosling, the gangbanger.
That's a Valentine's Day movie I would watch. With all context. They play a married couple with a young daughter.
Yep.
And they live up north in a really kind of rundown, crappy house. He's a slacker with some artistic, he's got something. He's a musician, he's a painter, but he works dead-end jobs just to make ends meet, and she is a nurse. They play, I think, 2 of the, collaboratively together. They played the most miserable couple I think I've ever seen in my entire...
This sounds like the anti-American dream.
This is the anti-American dream. There's not even a fence, let alone a white picket fence. It's nothing. It's gone. It's dead. I had to pause it several times. It's a heavy movie. It's just, and that's why.
So it's like depressed. Like it's kind of.
Is it depressing?
So you're watching it with your significant other, and you're kind of like.
Let me rattle off some. Let me rattle off some of the elements of this film. Domestic abuse.
Oh, jeez.
Domestic violence.
Good start.
There's an exchange between here are some of the themes of this film. Again, you're trying to woo somebody.
Yeah.
This is one of the themes of the film. There's an exchange between the lead actress and her grandmother. She asks, "What is falling in love like?" Her grandma says, "I don't think I ever found it." She asks, "Not even with granddad?" And she says, "Maybe a little at first, but he didn't have any regard for me as a person." You got to be careful with the person you fall in love with. They'll end up disappointing you.
Jeez.
God damn. They're really, really painting the picture.
So like you're looking at your significant other with this movie and you're like, man, this could be us.
And be careful. Gotta watch out.
You listen to what's going on?
And but the way it's really going to kill the vibe is what it does is rather than having a chronological timeline from the beginning of the relationship where it's all sunshines and rainbows to the end of the relationship, it starts out like in this shitty scenario, this shitty environment they've both found themselves in, married to each other in a dead, loveless marriage. It's like a corpse. It's like a living corpse.
Yeah.
But then it intercuts back to when they were. So you
Happy
see,
together.
well,
Okay.
you see how you can almost get not tricked, but you can see how like, oh no, love's real, love exists.
Yeah.
For a split second,
Just doesn't last long.
and then you committed. Like you've decided you're going to spend the rest of your
then-
life with this person, and then it's just a downhill slope. Let me go through some more stuff that comes up in this film. Raising another man's child as your own to facilitate the needs of a Christian girl's parents.
Oh god.
Abortion scene.
Oh.
Nice, yeah.
There's a scene where has the most uncomfortable sex scene I have ever seen committed to film. It's two people in a dead marriage trying to make something happen.
Realistic at least.
Oh,
I was going to say, they really paint the picture.
That's the thing about this film. It's not that it's trying super hard to be depressing. It's just trying to be real.
Yeah.
It's just trying to it's not shooting it sexy. It's not
well,
shooting
that's-
it.
that's the
It's just
thing.
and that's what I think is the most depressing thing about it.
That's what life is really when you think about it. Like
It's not that they're trying to go for an anti-Hollywood approach. The anti-Hollywood approach is real life.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
exactly.
Like it's just this is what it is.
Yeah.
It's showing it in all of its like warts and all. And I think people look at this film and it's like, God, why is it so depressing? And it's like, this is just it. This is just real
Yeah.
life. And I think that's what honest to God, I think it's like 11 out of 10. It's like it's
reckon?
off the charts. Like I had a tear in my eye at one point, and it's not the kind of tear in your eye that brings you closer. It's the kind of tear in your eye that you shuffle away from the person sitting
Get
next
the
to
fuck out of
you.
here.
You rest your chin on your hand, on your palm. You lean in. You contemplate.
so it's just like you're contemplating your life.
Yeah, it gives you an existential crisis.
Yeah,
It ends after because there's got to be some sort of trauma with raising another man's kid, right? Surely.
I don't know, though.
Depends. Like I guess if you like grow
Depends how-
to
depends
like
how
to
close they are
accept
in
them
the
as your
Like
own.
he accepts.
It can be
he
like it
accepts
can
her
be
as
a beautiful thing, you know. You grow to accept them as your own, and you
I guess so.
raise them. But
But then I also guess it depends as well how close the actual father is in the picture anyway.
He's gone.
If he's completely gone, then that's fine.
And here's the
I think
thing,
it's fine.
like I don't like this is. I was trying to think about the best way to describe the arguments in this film because they have arguments, they have bickers and stuff. The best way I can describe the arguments is you've heard people have these kind of arguments before, and it makes you feel so uncomfortable.
Yeah.
You've heard you've been
we've all got
Yeah.
divorced parents. So.
exactly.
Yeah, no, I think everyone's.
You guys would know these kind of arguments. And that's what's icky about it is that I'm like sitting there and being like I feel like I'm not only a fly on the I'm like a passenger in the seat of the car.
Yeah.
Just trying to get as close to the door as possible.
Yeah.
Just screaming my way through.
It's like bringing back like those fucking traumatic moments from your childhood.
Oh god.
And you're in your room trying to play bloody
Fucking your
Xbox.
DS
And you
or
can just
something,
you can just hear your
mum
mum
and
and
dad
dad yelling at each
Yeah.
other.
And like they drunk like they just and that's the thing, the juxtaposition between seeing people so happy at the beginning and and that's why I think it's a Valentine's Day mood killer, right?
Yeah.
Because our premise goes that this person that you're hypothetically with is somebody that it's new relationship. This is the butterfly
like second,
like-
third date.
Yeah, this is butterfly in stomach honeymoon type mode.
Yeah.
And this film shows that,
Yeah.
and it shows how good it actually is,
Yeah.
and shows how quickly it just evaporates, how quickly it just
Yeah.
gets expunged from your life,
Yeah.
and you're left sitting there in this rundown trailer next to this slacker smoker receding
You're kind of
hairline,
just in that like rat race, just going around and around.
Exactly. And
around a hamster wheel, going nowhere.
and you're constantly looking. And one thing I noticed about, and I was later confirmed, like every single scene is like the direction between the two characters is her name's what's her name? I'm blanking. I'm just gonna call her Michelle Williams because it's a lot easier.
yeah.
Her character is constantly trying to like get out of the room that he's in,
Yeah.
and he's constantly trying to like convince her to stay, and that's how you know that like it's just I don't know what else is to say. It's just depressing. It's depressing as hell, and it's not a Marley and me depressing because I know there are two types.
Yeah, I'll tell you what though, it does actually sound like a good movie.
Oh, it's
on
brilliant.
paper. Like,
the film itself,
Yeah.
brilliant. I'd give it like
that's what.
like
It sounds like a good movie, but not
Oh,
obviously not a Valentine's Day movie.
4 out of 5 stars.
Yeah, it actually sounds really
not
good.
bad.
I kind of
It's
want to
not
go
bad.
watch it now.
It's worth it.
It does
honestly.
seem pretty like intriguing to see,
Yeah.
like
from
that,
a-
like the related, like
That
I guess
might-
like the relatability from
That
like
might be
different
the
views
only
of it.
saving grace for this thing.
Here's the
But
thing,
it might
if
take it
you're-
down a bit because she might be like, "Oh, this is a pretty good movie." You know, he has good
and-
taste.
And I think I think it works. Like, I think it works against your favor the most when you're trying to use it as like, because that's the thing. You would almost see this as, and I was telling you the guy before, you would almost see this just as another Notebook-esque Ryan Gosling movie. I mean, the film's
Yeah.
called Blue Valentine. It's got like the poster is just them like, oh,
Gives you like false expectations.
it gives you it sets you up to
Yeah.
believe that it's
And
gonna be
fucking
like 10
beats
minutes.
you down.
That's the thing. 10 minutes in, there's a dead dog. Like, there's a-
Lovely.
like their childhood dog is dead. And there's elements of this film where it depicts age and like love throughout different moments in your life, and like it just shows you that there's elements of aging and decrepitness and
Yeah.
just every single structure and person in the film is just it's almost like a rotting apple. Like it just shrivels up and dies. And that includes the connections between the characters. Honestly, God, it's a brilliant film.
Yeah.
Like I genuinely,
Sounds
it's
good.
it's one of the best. Like Ryan Gosling knocks. Like they're both terrific. It's weird as well. I was doing some research about the film itself, and the sex scenes are really realistic. Like they're to the point where it's gonna sound weird to compliment this, but like the guy gives oral,
Yeah.
and I'm like, I didn't realize how rare it was to see it in the film until I was watching. I was like, oh, this is like a real sex scene. This is like how real people have sex, not film sex. But because of that, because of like the Motion Picture Association of America tried to give it an NC-17 rating,
Yeah.
and for that alone, by the way, it's not actually like it's not porn. Like you don't see it like,
It's like implied.
It's all implied, and they try to give it based off that because
Yeah.
and I'm like, I don't know. I got frustrated. This is a tangent right here.
See that pussy.
Exactly. I got frustrated because I just thought back to I fucking hate rating systems. I think they're a bunch of bullshit. I think a film's either for kids or it's for adults. Like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Like, stop with this whole fucking trying to categorize everything. You know, it's just
Yeah.
I think it's a load of rubbish. I think a film's either like would your kids watch this or would you not?
Yeah.
Simple as that.
So that's like, especially like I know like, you know, it's probably different, you know, different countries, but like with Australia, like the you know, like your M to M15, right?
Yeah,
like what's the difference between fucking watching your 14-year-old watch a sex scene to your 15-year-old?
It's weird, yeah.
It's fucking stupid.
It's stupid.
Yeah.
Like, it's not gonna make a difference.
Anyways, yeah, no, like that's my goodness gracious me. It's
Yeah.
just like it's a brilliant film, and I recommend it if you like. But I needed to, like, I couldn't put something else on to try and like lighten the mood.
Yeah.
Like I kind of sat there for 10 minutes, and that's why it's a mood killer. It's not like in a hypothetical scenario. My vision is this person looks back at the movie as the end credits are playing. Brilliant score, by the way. Looks at you, looks back at the end credits, looks at you again, silently picks herself up, collects her things,
Out the door.
just has another look back as she's leaving. You're not even trying to make her stay because you yourself have just watched the film and you're like, wow, yeah, it's dial in, I guess. You know, that's how it's gonna go. And yeah, I think I like how it almost is deceptively. It could be a Valentine. It could be seen as a Valentine movie because of the cast, because of the marketing, because of the name. I mean, obviously, Blue Valentine doesn't play like not exactly like, you know, peaches and roses and strawberries and cream, but it that's what I like about it, that you could almost click it on and be like, oh, it's Ryan Gosling, God,
Yeah.
it's Valentine, yeah, hell yeah.
And then you're just like, what the fuck is this?
And and honest to God, like I didn't bawl. It was like, and that's why I know it's not the arm around the shoulder kind of bawling. It's literally just welling in your eye because it's depressing as hell.
Yeah. I'd give that a 10 on the
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
scale.
Yeah, like 8 out of 10 for film quality.
Yeah.
It does drag a little bit, but that's
Besides the point.
besides the point. 10 out of 10 for mood killing anti-Valentine like
Yeah.
film. It's kind of like in the same vein as like Your Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind kind of thing, where it's not even like a deconstruction of love. It's a dissection. It's a public dissection, and it's just pulling it apart and showing you how each bit is just disgusting and just fucked up, and how we're all like, oh God, it's real, and it's just. I'm gonna try and wrap this up here, but it's just it's the realest. It's the bloody realest film you could ever watch.
Yeah. Well, that's how it be sometimes. The reality isn't very pretty.
No, and that's the thing as well. It's not even like it's the most depressing movie I've ever watched, but it's definitely one of the realest.
Yeah.
100%. Oh, it sounds like it.
I think realist. I think like depressing films in general, like not your Marley, and like I keep using that as an example because everyone kind of like.
I think that's kind of like the go-to, like
because that has levity in it. Yeah. I'm talking about like your Manchester by the Sea, your Sophie's Choice, like those. Like I think those are the antithesis of Valentine's Day movies because it just brings you down to a level.
Yeah, there's like a difference because like Marley and Me is kind of like something bad happens and that makes you sad, whereas like
but they use
your
almost,
movie, it's more like it's just that existence.
It's existence.
Just in that middle stage, which is just bad. Like in that you're not like really happy or you're not really sad. It's just
because it's not like you're riding. You do go on a bit of an emotional roller coaster.
Yeah,
they do it so well. Like there's a scene in it where it's like the most, I'd say, quote unquote romantic scene of the film, and it's about 50 minutes in, and it's what you would see in like a cutesy kind of indie film where it's Ryan Gosling playing ukulele in the streets and she's sort of dancing to it and like out of context it looks super cute, but that's 50 minutes in the film after you've already seen what becomes of them, and that's where I started like welling up because it's not that you're welling up because it's cute or anything, and you're not happy because they're happy. You're miserable because you know what becomes of these people and this relationship of how it's already broken, and you think about how in your own shared experience that you've like what it was like at the beginning compared to this decrepit point. I mean, none of us are married, like, or anything like that, but you can kind of anyone really can empathize with this if you've ever had that experience of getting to know somebody and then things breaking down over time. Yeah. Anyways,
so it's safe to say that none of us will be getting anything.
No, God no.
Putting on each of our respective movies on Valentine's Day.
I would love if we actually managed to score a date or something, and then this was, and then we tested our theory. We tested our theory and see who wins.
Yeah,
maybe I win. I mean,
maybe that should be the next. Maybe there should be a follow-up episode.
Oh, I'd love that. Well, Valentine's Day comes around, once a year.
Yeah, I mean, there's 10 days, so it's got a bit of time,
It's coming up.
Anyways, guys, that was our Valentine's Day segment. Kieran, you had something you wanted to bring to us?
Oh yeah, so Valentine's Day, obviously, you got me thinking. We've all had a couple bad experiences dating, so I thought we could talk about what is like the biggest L that you've ever taken.
So
during the dating scene, or
what's
in the dating scene?
Are there any parameters to this? Are there any sort of like,
it can just be anything. Like, you're talking to someone for ages or whatever, and then you just
really just fizzle.
Really fumble the catch there.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the example I was going to use was like I went on a couple of dates with this chick, hot as fuck, so hot. Anyway.
A true gentleman.
Yeah, true gentleman.
I wonder why it didn't work.
No, well, I'll tell you why it didn't work. This is back in the day. No, it wasn't back in the day. It was like a year or two ago. Anyway, like I had hardly dated anyone, so I had no idea what to do. Anyway, so we're in the movie theater.
Classic. Oh wow, it does tie into this episode.
Yeah, okay. Well, we were watching I think it was called City of Lies. It was a City of Angels or something. It was like a biopic kind of movie on what's his Biggie. On how he died. Anyway.
Okay.
Not all eyes.
It had Johnny Depp. It had Johnny Depp in it. He was a cop. They're like, it's about like them investigating how Biggie died.
Really?
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm just looking it up.
It was a pretty good movie, to be fair.
I've never heard of it, but
watch it. It's a good movie.
I don't think I've seen it or heard of it either.
It's a good movie. But anyway, so we're watching this movie.
City of Lies,
yeah.
Found it.
With Johnny Depp.
2018.
Yeah, and it's got Biggie's mum in it as well. Oh,
Oh,
really?
yeah. Oh.
That's nice.
Yeah, so anyway, we're in the movie theater, and I'm like, I know enough to like put the arm around the shoulder and shit. And she's like, resting her head on me. And there was just like this one moment in the movie where I said something and it made her laugh, and like we both laughed. And, she gave me the look, to go in for a kiss. But like, again, being very new to dating, so I had no idea what to do. So, I'm
cringing right now.
So I just left it. Like I didn't do anything. And then like a couple of days later, she's like not responding to me. I'm like, oh, what's going on? She's like, oh, well, I just didn't really feel the chemistry, and I don't know why, because you're really attractive. And I was like, oh, it was because I didn't kiss you in the theater. I was like, yeah. So that was a fat L. That was a learning experience.
God,
She
my soul.
set you up for the alley.
Yeah, I know. I'm dead ass. I was like,
You just block that shit.
Tubby
and I were in that theater just then, the row behind you,
oh,
looking down,
God.
and both of us were just like,
oh, it's so bad. 'Cause
mate.
even I knew at the time. I was like, yeah, she wants to kiss me, but
what holds you back in that scenario? I mean,
I didn't like, because I never like been in that scenario before. So like I could innately know she wanted to kiss me, but I was like, fuck, what do I do it, or I just froze?
it's cute. It's like a little therapy session.
Yeah, it is. Anyway, so yeah, that was
Hey, I mean,
major L, but we move.
better to not kiss somebody who wants to kiss you than kiss somebody who
Yeah.
doesn't.
Yeah, that's it. 100%.
But she definitely wanted to kiss me.
yeah,
So.
Who wouldn't kiss her? Look at you. You're a
You're a
beautiful
little
boy.
The
You're a
viewers
pretty
don't
boy.
know, but
yeah.
Oh, they.
you trust me. Trust the boys.
I mean, no, they can look at the little oil painting in the banner.
Great representation of
Yeah,
me.
makes you kind of look a bit like Kodak Black a little bit.
Fuck me, that's an insult.
Ew.
That is a violation.
Oh, you can't
Do not be-
you cannot put that on me though.
Don't compare me to that bummy ass.
You
nigger.
cannot put that on me though.
Jesus.
I can say it.
Yeah,
Anyway, so that was one of my L stories. We can get to another one if we want, but you guys got any similar? Surely you must.
Myself.
I got to
Either.
think.
Jump in, lads.
Dating-
Open
get
floor.
a
Dating
it.
sucks.
Dating does suck. It
Dating
really
sucks in
fucking
general.
does.
I mean,
It can be a relationship related one as well if you like.
I don't know. I just think back. The whole concept of it in general. I think lockdowns really changed my perspective on dating in general.
Yeah.
Like I don't know. I think
How so?
I've just. It took a while, but you kind of become accustomed to your own company,
Yeah.
and the idea of like branching out and going out to meet people. I'm almost like, oh God, I've just
It does fucking. It is annoying trying to meet new people. Like,
yeah, and I hate dating apps personally. I don't know.
I don't mind them.
I just find them. I find them a bit like.
I'm too nervous to go up to someone in real life.
Have you ever given someone your number?
No,
Oh, you haven't.
no, God no,
You ever given someone your number?
no.
You giving someone your number to me?
I
Tubby
have, yeah.
just fucking
they call
hands
you?
it out like pamphlets, like he's a
Mate,
Jehovah's Witness.
I'm just walking down the road with hand in paper.
Here's business cards.
No, I just go into the middle of
Here's cheeky little Mac print.
no, I just go like into like the middle of like a big shopping center, like a top level, just throw the papers and just let
Yeah.
them fly down.
No, do you know what you are? You're that guy that has the free samples.
Or just let them give like I can have like a 20-second phone call with them.
No,
just
like
seeing what
the
it's like.
samples are just your number. It's like a free sample. Yeah, sure. What is this? It's my number.
That's my number. Just call me whenever.
Yeah, you just got to. Tubby knows it's all about quantity.
Exactly. Why have quality when you can have quantity?
Exactly.
Well, that's the
Well, you
thing.
got to get the more
well-
quality you put out. I mean, the more quantity you put out, the more likely
Better
you are to
odds.
get quality.
No, but then as well, you put more out. Fuck, you're probably gonna get a lot more back than you would if you're going for quality.
Yeah, exactly.
Because fuck, if I'm giving my number to 1,000 people, fuck, I could get 10 back. Like that's pretty good odds.
Yeah,
Wait, you're. I like it. I'm loving Tubby's. Damn, 1,000. Oh, winning.
I'm just giving an example.
Didn't have 1,000. Player.
Pretty good.
shooting that Steph Curry percentage.
I was gonna say that's like what, like a fucking 1% success rate.
Yeah,
1%.
Okay.
It's a percent.
Yeah, it works.
It's a percent.
one is better than zero.
One is better than zero.
Anyway, so
L's that I've taken.
L's that I've taken. Jump in if you have one.
I just sort of like. There was this
I think I know one for you.
Oh, here
I
we
don't know
go.
if you're gonna say
A bit
it.
of tea.
We'll see. We'll see.
Go on. Keep going.
If I don't, you can tell me after.
Well, all I was gonna say is when you called me on your way back in the Uber.
Oh yeah. Well, that wasn't. Oh,
Yeah,
Go on.
from the way that you explained it to me, it was a bit of an L.
Go on, let's get it out.
this is a bit personal. This is.
Oh, okay.
Well,
If you want.
not personal, but like
Hits home.
I just don't know. Like I don't know how graphic we want to get this show.
It's up to you.
Well, I had an experience with this was how long? This is a couple years ago now.
Yeah, probably would have been like maybe 3 years ago maybe.
Was it 3 years ago already?
Well, because it was before COVID.
It could have been. Oh shit, maybe it was 3 years ago.
Yeah, probably.
Anyway,
was.
so
Anyway,
the story that I've been teed up here with is, I was talking to a female at the time, a lady, and we agreed to meet up at her house, and I thought I was so cool. I thought I was so cool because she wanted to meet up and she wanted to smoke that J, and I was just like I was not an avid smoker.
Yeah.
I don't really have that much. It's not that I'm against it or anything. I just don't really do it that often.
Yeah.
But little old me was just like, hell yeah, me. I smoke all the time. I'm down for that. I know what that feels like.
you got to talk it up.
So I made it to that destination, and we lit up a fat doobie. I started smoking, and I was like, oh yeah, I forgot that's what it feels like. And we proceeded to engage in some
Coitus.
no, not even that. We're just like just
Foreplay.
making out kind of thing. And then she sort of tried to engage further. And I didn't know this was a side of, I don't know if this is a side effect of smoking marijuana, but in my own personal experience of smoking marijuana, certain aspects of your physique, of your physicality tend to not want to come out to play. Tend to not want to.
A bit of a whiskey dick.
I guess so.
Weed
some
dick,
may
if
say.
you will.
A bit of a sticky dick in this. And there's I took a pretty fat L that day because she was a very attractive, very nice person, and man oh man was she just trying her hardest to
want to get it done.
And I think she had this look on her face where she'd never faced not rejected but like somebody not being attracted to her before.
Yeah.
And then here's me looking like I do.
Yeah.
Being like, sorry, honey, just not do it for me, I guess. But not only was it like I honestly hadn't smoked weed in that long where my mouth was dry and I was doing this a lot. I was like,
Bit of the cotton mouth.
I was just like, what's going on? Having that particular experience and then trying to like my tongue felt like sandpaper. So nothing was happening. And she took a fake phone call.
Oh no.
She took the fake phone call. Her friend needed some help with something, and I was just like, yeah, I should go.
Did you at least like try and explain to her that you couldn't get it up because?
No, because remember I was an avid smoker to her.
Oh.
You know what I mean? So it's like
he had to go along with the lie.
so like I had to commit to that. And Tubby, do you want to take the story from here because you become involved?
Okay, yeah. So, look, I'm at home. Like it was on the weekend, wasn't it?
It was a weekend. It was
Yeah.
like 10
Look,
o'clock.
I was probably watching something. I was probably watching a movie or something. I get a phone call from Max at about what would we say? Maybe like 10 o'clock ish, 10:30, we'll say. And there's probably like maybe like a 10-second period of silence, and I'm like, Max, I'm like, you there? Nothing, hear nothing, and he's like, I hear him go, I fucked up, and I'm like, what's happening? What's wrong? And because like at first, like he sounded like he was like in danger or like proper, like just
to an extent,
yeah.
somebody could say I was.
Yeah. And so, like, at first, I was a little bit worried. I'm thinking, like, what's he gotten himself into this time? And I'm just like, I'm like, what's wrong? And he's like, I messed up bad. And like,
it sounds like I've killed somebody.
Yeah,
it sounds like I've murdered somebody. Someone to dump the body with me.
It's how it went though. But then, like, I could tell right then. I'm like, okay, he's fucked off something. I'm like, he's either fucking just really drunk, or he's fucking high for sure. And I was just like to him, like, oh, Max, I'm like, have you been smoking or drinking? And he was like, yeah. Like, it sounded like he was about to cry. And then I'm like, just like, look, just tell me what happened. And he's like, I went to this girl's house, and he's like, I couldn't get it to work. And I'm like, what? What will work? And he's like, my dick. He's like, it just wouldn't work. That was perfect. And then, like, I pretty much, like, I got him. I was like, oh, look.
That's the sound it made when I pulled it out.
Yeah, just flopping down. But then, like, pretty much, I got him just to explain, like, the whole situation. Pretty much just what he explained there. He told me the story. And I was like, oh, dude. I'm like, that's rough. And he's like, yeah. He's like, I'm never going to see her again. And I'm like, oh, look, if that happens, I'm like, I don't blame you. And then, I think, I just had on the phone to him. We just chatting shit.
I need
about
some company.
whatever.
I needed some company.
Did you ever see her again?
My adult, yes.
You did?
Yep.
Oh.
So it all worked out in the end.
Wow.
pretty much.
Did you fuck her?
Whoa.
Whoa.
Come on. We're classy people.
Did you have sex with her?
Coitus?
I'll say off the air.
That's a yes. Oh, yeah, that was a pretty big L.
I think the funniest part of that story wasn't even the hasn't been mentioned yet. I tried to convince Tynan to join join up with me and us create a business together. Do you remember this? I tried to get
Remind me.
I tried to get you and I to patent a specific item. So I was on the Uber ride home, and I'm not sure if I remember this because I've been told it, like Tubby told it back to me, or because it was that bad. But I was on the ride home, and you know, when you're in a certain state of mind, things just come into your head, and you want to express that to people. I wanted Tubby to be in on the ground with me, and I wanted us to patent a spherical sponge. All right.
Oh my god! Okay, I fucking remember this now.
I gave him a 40-minute pitch of why we should license, patent, and manufacture spherical sponges. And my pitch to him was, Tubby, it's just like the world in your hand, man. you got the world in your hand.
From what I remember, it was probably not that I've had many sales pitches like pitched at me, but it was probably the fucking worst.
Yeah, I can imagine. Like,
I was like, Tubby, just imagine like a sponge, but it's spherical. Imagine a spherical sponge.
that's like, I don't even know. That's the shittest pitch I've ever heard.
Really? You wouldn't buy a spherical sponge?
Nah. How does
Like, what's the difference to doing like
Yeah.
with your normal sponge?
This is really going to hurt our merch.
It's like-
that's all we sell.
it would cover less area as well. Nah.
No, you just want to squeeze. Like,
No, but like,
Okay,
when you're wiping it, like
I don't know why I'm defending this position.
yeah,
I was
you
gonna
were
say,
fucking
like,
high
I
at
don't
the
believe it.
time.
I was gonna say we never like brought this up ever
Yeah.
again.
Yeah. Oh,
I'm
anyway.
defending it.
Yeah. Okay. Well, look, if you still want to venture down that road, then yeah, be my guest.
Maybe.
I'm just not gonna. I just won't support it.
Oh, well, so
I think my biggest L is like kisses, but on steroids. Like,
yeah.
it's like
Yeah, I think
you,
yeah,
oh,
that's
yeah,
taking
I
it to
didn't
like
even
a
get
new
to-
level.
I
you
didn't
missed
even-
your move to some extent.
Yeah. God. That was so, yeah.
Yeah.
Yours is definitely like a little bit further down the road than mine.
Yeah, definitely.
But yeah.
Man, oh man,
What a
Valentine's Day. What a stupid fucking holiday.
Yeah,
What
it's
a
a bit.
stupid goddamn
It's a
holiday.
bit. I mean, it's nothing but consumerism. But you know,
I mean,
I think
know-
right now us just ranting about it just makes us sound like a bunch of lonely people
well,
No,
we
I-
are.
no,
but
who
like,
hate being alone.
but
No,
like,
I've been in relationships and said Valentine's Day is fucking
Oh no,
stupid.
in general, like it's
I've never
just
been in a
Although you
relationship
can't-
during Valentine's
Although you,
Day. So.
although you can't say that and then, but also like not do anything.
yeah.
Like if you have to kind of have your cake and eat it too, you kind of have to complain about how stupid it is and be like, yeah, all right, I'd like to make a
right, yeah, let's
reservation for
just do
Sue.
this. Let's just get this over and done with. Fuck, I'm just. Okay, I know my.
Oh wait, Tubby's still got to go.
Yeah, I still gotta go.
Oh, sorry, you're included in my story, so I kind of
Yeah, so it just kind of went off
My,
of, yeah.
my brain kind of like assumed that like that was your
That
story.
was my turn, yeah.
Tubby's-
Yes, no, that was my biggest L, was listening to Max's fucking sales pitch for a spherical sponge. Okay, look, I think I know my one. Now, look, it's a bit of a like there's not too much into it, so it's pretty short story. But look, it was pre-COVID. Met up with a chick off Tinder, obviously. The night ended. It did end in coitus.
Nice. Good start.
I respect that.
I know. I don't know if you know about it, but I don't know if you know about it right now. So yeah, look, the night.
Mystery story.
Did you fuck my mum? What is this? What was that look?
No. Like I've told you this story before,
Oh, okay.
but I don't know if you remember right now. But anyway,
it's all the weed I smoke.
yeah. Anyway, look, yep. Ended great night, whatever. Went on with the rest of my life. I think it was just
Oh,
more.
shit, I do know this.
Yeah, he does. It was more. It was just the the one time, and then that was finished. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, you both know it now. Anyway, so
But the audience doesn't.
they know. I'll still explain. Anyway, so get on with the rest of my life. A couple of days later, I'm noticing that I noticed my crotch area is a lot itchier than usual. So I guess most people know where this is going.
We're not making a lot of STDs.
Yeah.
They're a serious thing.
Yes, no. Look, to be fair, they are a serious thing.
Can we, like after the story? Can we make from the story? Can we make this a PSA?
We can do that. For
I'd
sure.
love that. I'd love Tubby to be like Tubby.
Yeah.
Put up.
No. You don't want to be like me.
Oh wait, yeah. Don't be like Tubby.
Yes.
Don't be like
of
Tubby.
course, yeah. Anyway, yeah. Look, I went
Be like Tubby and get yourself checked though.
exactly. Yeah. Look, went and got tested, and yep, as we can all guess, came positive for the clap.
Wait, gonorrhea?
Chlamydia.
Oh, okay.
Woofed.
But yeah,
Like everyone calls the clap. Like I mean, it sounds better. Like
it does. I think it's just easier to say as well, and it just sounds funnier saying
Yeah.
you got the clap.
yeah, no.
Wow.
But yeah,
is-
that
that-
was.
That's probably the most serious of all the L's.
But then I like the fact that it's a bit different to all yours, where yours don't end
There's
in
a-
any sort of.
Yeah, it's
There's a-
progression here. Like,
See, that's the thing.
A
like,
serious escalation of events.
yeah, I couldn't get to fucking second base. Max
Yeah.
couldn't get to third. And
mine's just a complete dip though. Like I'm at a peak,
Yeah.
and then I just fucking drop straight down.
Yeah. Oh, that's
Yeah, for anyone out there, practice safe sex properly.
Yep.
If
Be silly.
if not,
Right.
The CheekyLittleMates show endorses safe sex, and
Yeah.
you can find CheekyLittleMates branded condoms on
but
merch on
look-
our website.
But look, if you choose not to, just get tested regularly.
Yep.
If you do so.
A ghost just opened the
Door
door.
just opened, and I thought someone was walking into the conversation.
Fun fact: the proper the phonetic pronunciation for chlamydia is chlamydia.
Well, look, hey,
yeah.
now we're learning. But yeah,
How you feeling, Tubby? You feeling all right?
are we talking you post chlamydia?
Yeah.
I'm fine now.
That's good, everybody.
I just
That's probably the happiest ending of any of our stories as well.
But hey, that's the thing. It all worked out in the end.
yeah.
I'm still here.
Still here.
We'll edit the actual wrap up
Into it.
with the
So
end
we
of
are
the
wrapping
story.
up.
Hour and 20.
Wrap up. Yeah.
Hour and 20. That's a pretty good time to wrap
not
up.
bad.
All right, guys. What do you say we cap our first episode off like that with
Tubby
I am happy to cap.
chlamydia.
I am happy to. I am happy to
Thanks,
cap.
Kizza.
I'm happy to cap our episode with some messaging. If you're out there practicing, you're on the scene. It's Valentine's Day. Don't forget to practice safe sex. Get yourself tested regularly. Don't be like Tubby. Don't be a fool.
Learn from my mistakes, everyone.
Learn from
Yeah,
his mistakes.
and learn from our mistakes as well. Make a move.
Yeah. Actually, this could be like a bit of
Consensual move.
a... Yes.
Importantly.
yes, of course.
Lessons learned from today: practice safe sex.
Yep.
Get yourself tested. Don't smoke a J
Yep.
unless you want to or experience with it.
And,
If a girl's asking you to kiss her, first of all, make sure
Make sure it's consensual.
it's wrong. But also,
But like you'll know. If it's- you kind of get the impression. No, okay, that sounded a bit weird, but like
well, lessons learned from today:
Yep.
practice safe sex.
Yep. Get tested.
Make a consensual move.
Make a consensual move. That makes it sound like your story was about you making a non-consensual move. You do realize.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, but he did explain that he didn't make a
I
move
didn't
at
make.
all.
That was the problem.
No, well, actually, no.
The
To be
lack
fair,
of
she
move.
made the move,
No.
and his wasn't consensual.
Here's your lesson, Kizzo.
Hang on. What? I wasn't consensual.
You didn't consent to her making a move. That's why you did nothing.
I mean, I would have like done something if I wasn't so nervous, but yeah.
But did you make it known that it was consensual?
I think we all learned a lesson here. Tubby's is to practice safe sex and get yourself tested. Mine was to don't lie about your weed tolerance.
Yeah.
And Kiz's was to have a bit of confidence in yourself.
Yeah, that's the one. Have some confidence.
Have some
That's-
confidence.
That's a very good lesson.
Have some confidence in yourself. You know, chin up, king.
Yeah,
chin
that's
up.
it.
Chin up. Yeah, so that's the end of the podcast. Thanks for listening, guys. Hopefully you learnt what movies not to watch with your significant others on Valentine's Day, and hopefully you learnt from our mistakes in the L sections of Valentine's Day dating. And if you liked what you heard, then go follow us on Spotify or go sub to us on YouTube. Go look at the channel on iTunes. We on iTunes?
We got a website coming up.
Man, we got it all coming out. Everything's coming out.
It's all working
the
out.
whole 9 yards. Anyway,
it's good
just anything that says Cheeky Little Mates, sub to it. Give us money. Give us likes. Give us everything.
We don't want your opinions.
We want your money.
Exactly.
Money.
With that being said, thanks for listening, and bye. Peace.
Yeah, it's a big thing to commit, this much time to listening to the three of us, and we genuinely do appreciate if you've stuck around this long.
Sayonara.